computer. All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is our first official Master Teacher ITLS meeting. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Today, we're just going to be talking about introductions for our lab students, and I'm going to let you guys take the floor, and then students will be watching this video, and if they have any questions, we'll get back to you on that. So I'll let you guys take the floor and introduce yourselves. So welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. I'm going to mute myself now.
Hi, I'm Miss Amanda. I am one of the master teachers in the Poppies classroom, and my co-teacher, Miss Julie. Yes. So we actually both were hired around the same time. In 2020, we've been working at ITLS since 2020. Myself, I started off college at a community college. So I have my associates in child development, and then I transferred here and got my bachelor's in human development and psychology. And I'm currently in the master's program for child development, and I'm in progress for that. Miss Julie, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
So I too came from a community college. I graduated, got my associates in child development. Then I transferred here and I obtained my bachelor's, and then I got into the early childhood education, what's it called? ECTIC, early trauma informed care certificate program. And I obtained my certificate in that, and then I've just been in the Poppies ever since.
Yeah, so also just another FYI, Miss Julie is expecting, so she will be starting out with us in the Poppies during the fall, but she will be going on maternity leave and bonding with her amazing baby. So you will just be seeing her just for a little bit. Well, not a little bit, for a while, but she won't be there the whole semester. Okay, so let's hop into what to expect being in the Poppies room really fast. So your role as, oh no, my role as the instructor in the class. So basically, me and Julie, our role is to be a positive influence for you. Should be role modeling and showing you how to interact and play with infants of all different ages. So this semester, we're going to have all different ages of infants. We're going to have 3-month-olds all the way up to 1 year old. So we're going to have a variety of ages, and that'll be a great experience for you guys to be able to see how do you play with a 3-month-old and how do you use positive guidance with a three-month-old. So we will be going over that. And for your role as a student, so basically we're going to be treating you as a teacher in the classroom. So you'll be holding the infants, interacting with the infants, playing with the infants. We'll hand you bottles and food to feed the infants, to nap the infants, basically everything except change the diaper and change their clothing, of course. We will do that kind of stuff, but everything else we'll be expecting you guys to do in the classroom. There will be very, very, very minimal cleaning. It's more like if you're feeding an infant at the table, we would just ask that you clean up the tray. We're not going to be sending you to go clean or anything like that. Your role is to be in the classroom and to experience what it's like interacting with the infants. Some of the rules that we have in the classroom, I'm just going to go over it very quick. So no phones, and with that, no photos. The infants are very cute, and we may want to take photos even when you're doing your observations. Those first couple of weeks in the observation room, we ask no photos, no phones, of course, for our infants' privacy and respect. Also, once you come into the classroom, we ask that you quickly learn the infants' names. It's very respectful and individualized to learn each infant's name. So try to stay away from using pet names like sweetie, baby, honey. We do say friend, but we do try to limit that and use their actual name. So I know there's a lot of infants in the classroom and there's a lot of names to learn, teachers, infants. So just ask if you forget one of the friends' names, just ask any of the teachers and we can help you. Again, the infants are very cute, so refrain from kissing or pinching or trying to, scrunch their cheeks or anything like that. They are very cute and have chubby cheeks and stuff, but we need to respect our infants. They are humans and individuals. And just as you wouldn't want someone to come up and kiss you and pinch you, we definitely don't want to do that to the infants either. And then another rule is basically we want you to always use positive guidance when you're interacting with the children. Always respecting the infants, although, we know that they can't move and we have to pick them up. We still want to let them know, like, we're going to pick up your body, my friend, and we're going to go over to the changing table. Anytime we move the infant, even if we're trying to just reposition them a little bit, just let them know, like, I'm going to be moving your body, and let them know that you're going to be moving them. Also, we do a lot of acknowledging of feelings. There's lots of like crying and different squeals that goes on in the infant room. And that's just because they're trying to communicate their needs to you. So we definitely acknowledge their feelings. I see that you're crying because your diaper's wet and you're uncomfortable. I'm going to help you out and change that diaper for you. Just really going through all their feelings and their emotions, talking to them with a lot of respect. And then finally, just a little note that I wanted to add was the first few weeks, we are learning about the infants and gaining a trusting attachment with them. So if you notice that maybe you're helping an infant and maybe the infant becomes upset and another teacher swoops in and maybe takes the infant from you or lets you know, I'm going to take the infant and try to help them, please don't get offended, or please don't think, I'm doing something wrong or the teacher doesn't like me or something. It's just us. We're trying to learn about the infants. We're trying to see how we need to meet their needs. So once we understand how to meet their need, then we can easily guide you guys and how to meet their needs. So please, again, those first few weeks, if you notice us stepping in or swooping in or something, don't get offended or take it negatively. It's just us trying to learn so that we can teach you guys throughout the semester. Anything you wanted to add, Miss Julie, that I may have missed?
No, you pretty much covered everything. I just wanted to mention that in the office with Miss Oriana, our office coordinator, you will be getting a sticky label name tag. Be mindful that our infants do like to peel those off, and sometimes if it does come off, just to be careful and grab it, put it in your pocket so that you can throw it away later, because our infants do like to mouth a lot of things, and tape, sticky things, anything that they're able to get their hands on, they're pretty much put it in their mouth.
I also wanted to mention, I didn't talk about scheduling. I'm sorry. So our schedule, we really go off of the infants' schedules. So in some of the other classes, you may see that they all nap together or they all have lunches together. We don't have, specific times to do things because we can't expect a 3-month-old to wait and have lunch at 10 o'clock. We have to follow the needs of each infant. So we follow all of their cues. We go based off of their schedule. But we play inside the classroom. We go outside and play. We go on buggy rides. We paint, play in water. We get very messy. So we do all kinds of fun stuff in the classroom. Feel like that might have been everything. Oh, sorry, last thing, I promise. So again, our infants are so young, and the way they learn is by mouthing a lot of stuff. It is okay for them to put toys in their mouth in our classroom. You may notice in some of the other classrooms, they will let them know we don't put toys in our mouth. But for us, of course, that age, that's how they learn, that's how they explore. So it is okay if you notice them putting toys in their mouth, that we do allow that. I think that was it. I promise.
Thank you, Miss Amanda. Thank you, Miss Julie. And yes, I just wanted to add one thing in about the name tags and our office coordinator, Miss Oriana. You will be meeting her when you get to ITLS, and she's going to walk through how to sign in, where your classroom is, where to go. Obviously, we're not able to show you the classrooms as of right now. Our teachers are still getting them set up. So you will be during that first week going in, and I'm going to have a whole separate video on that. So make sure you check out that video. But this is just, again, just an intro. So thank you again, Miss Amanda and Miss Julie, and you'll be meeting both of them, all of our teachers, during that first week. And if you do have additional questions, please make sure you ask them, and they're there to help you and guide you in any way. All right, and we'll lead over to Miss Lena now in our Daisies room.
Hello, my name is Miss Lena, and I'm the master teacher in the Daisies room. Our classroom range, the age group is from about 12 to 24 months. It does vary based off the kiddos and developmentally where they lie. So sometimes you'll see kiddos that have already turned 2, but we have kind of determined that they developmentally just needed a little bit of time. So we will see kind of 1-year-olds as well as 2-year-olds within our classroom as well. And then our classroom ratio, you will see, oh, that is my light sensor in the classroom. Give me a second.
Technical difficulties are part of being in the classroom, so lights may go off. You may have unexpected things happening in the classroom, so just be prepared and kind of go with the flow.
This to happen. I just talked to Miss Eileen and Miss Ebony about it, but yeah, our classroom lights are by sensor. So if we tend to, sometimes you'll see we'll be sitting at lunch and our kiddos take a little bit longer than normal, and the lights will just go out and they get so excited about it. We'll just have to kind of wave our hands a little bit just to kind of make them know the sensor just, hey, we're still in here. But yeah, so as I was saying, our classroom ratio is 1 to 4, and we will have up to 8 kids at one time in our classroom. You obviously will never count part of the ratio. You should, and you also know that your role as a lab student, you cannot be left alone with a child at all. You do not count part of ratio, so just please keep that in mind. If you are stepping out or stepping into, you will find out the kitchen areas, just making sure to be very mindful of closing gates behind you and making sure you don't have kiddos they will be very sneaky and try to walk off and follow you wherever you go, very curious at this age. So I just ask that you be very mindful when you're stepping in and out of the classrooms. And yeah, and kind of Miss Amanda did a really great job of kind of addressing overall our role in helping you guys and your role in the classroom. I'd really just love to add that I really want you guys to kind of look at us as mentors for you guys, as guide for you, and we're really here to support you in the best way possible. If it's direct feedback, if you would like any resources that we also make available to our teachers, please don't hesitate to ask and let us know if there's anything you would like more resources on, of ways we can better help you in the classroom. And obviously, you as a lab student, like Amanda mentioned, we are expecting a lot of positive guidance with the kiddos. So with that comes a lot of spoken language. So getting comfortable kind of narrating everything you're doing, everything the kiddos are doing, to kind of help them with that vocabulary. Because at this age, we have a lot of kiddos, their receptive language is great, but their expressive language is what they're working on. So you want to make sure to introduce all of that language to them to help them. So that would kind of come in form of that positive guidance of, letting them know what's expected of them. And we always want to let kids know what we want them to do rather than not do. So we really don't use no. So kind of getting comfortable to refrain from having that in your vocabulary in the classroom. So instead of letting kids know, kind of like Amanda mentioned, at that age group, kids are constantly mouthing, in this age in our classroom, we try to encourage them. We don't force them to remove things out of their mouth, but, constant reminder of, hey, addressing the child by their name, that the toy needs to stay out of our mouth, and then maybe offering them a teether as another option, an alternative, something realistic and achievable, logical that they can utilize in that specific situation. And we want to make sure we really follow through with what we tell the kiddos. And I know it's a little hard and it takes practice. So I do encourage you to really utilize these first 2 to 3 weeks in observing the master teachers, observing the assistant teachers. You will also see in the Daisy's room, since I am the only master teacher, I do have a lead teacher in my classroom who is also there to help support you. So, observing them, seeing their interactions with the kid and the positive phrasing they use with them to help build that relationship and trust with the kiddos. So really those 3 weeks is your role is to come in and get to know the kiddos, familiarize yourself with them, their names, making sure you're on their level. You will notice even in the sunflowers and clouds classroom, which Miss Ebony and Miss Eileen will explain, even in that classroom, you are going to be on the ground the majority of the time. You really don't want to be standing up. I mean, imagine it having somebody so tall and just looking down on you where you're constantly going to have to look up. It's a little intimidating for kids, and that might strain your relationship with them, and you won't really be able to connect and be attuned to them and their needs. So making sure you're on the ground, on their level, giving them that eye contact that they need, adjusting your tone based off what it is that you're trying to communicate with the kiddos. But yeah, the kiddos really do thrive on that, bond and relationship. So it's as simple as observing them, if they're sitting down reading a book, sitting with them, talking about that book with them, and just engaging with them in the simplest way until they're comfortable with you as well. We will have photos of the kids in the classroom with their names. That might help you a lot too, to kind of familiarize yourself and make it a little easier to memorize the kiddos' names. And we're not expecting you to know the kids' names the first day, even the first week. And it's okay to kind of mess up and ask for help or just confirmation in which kiddo it is that we're referring to if we say the name and you're unsure. But like Amanda said, please refrain from using, pet names, even friend. Friend is okay, but making sure you follow it up with the child's name, just so it could be more appropriate. And then obviously you are able to pick up the child, direct contact with them is okay in that aspect. But we do ask that if you are going to pick up a child, if you are going to assist a child, to make sure to communicate with the child and give them those warnings that they are going to be lifted, or that you are going to be, handing them something or washing their hands. You never want to just lift a child. Imagine it on yourself, even as an adult, somebody just coming out of nowhere and lifting you up. It is frightening. So you don't want to do that for kiddos as well. I'm kind of going on, but in terms of our schedule in the classroom, unlike the poppies, as the kiddos get older, we do realize that they do thrive on a set schedule and consistent routine in the classroom. So we will have a schedule posted in the classroom, and I want to say the first 2 weeks is kind of all over the place once the kiddos kind of adjust, but we do really go off the schedule pretty accurately. But with that being said, it may vary based on the kids' individual needs for that particular day or that particular week. So I will have that posted, and it is going to vary based on what time you are coming in the classroom. Sometimes it's going to be during those lunch times and nap times and typical routines, and then sometimes it'd be outdoor play. So we will kind of communicate and make sure that, obviously, like Amanda said, your goal is to interact with the kids. It is not to clean. It is not, to do outside of classroom material. So we will make sure to kind of set up your schedule in the best way that will help you interact with kids and gain those skills and knowledge that's needed for future, roles in the field. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I would just like to add that we do take student applicants if you're interested to apply, and if you really love the environment, so please feel free to apply. We do go based off of your student schedule, so please let us know if you need any more resources in that aspect. I hope I didn't miss anything, but I'm going to hand it over to Miss Eileen and Miss Ebony, and I'm very excited to get to meet everybody. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lena. And yes, please, if you're interested, we are always hiring at ITLS and the Children's Center. So there's lots of opportunities for you to have your student schedule be met and work hours and get more experience in the field. So yes, thank you so much, Lena. Alrighty, last but not least, our sunflowers room. Thank you all for waiting patiently, and I'll let you guys take over.
All right, so I am Miss Eileen. I transferred here from Crafton Hills in 2019, and then I have been here ever since because I just love ITLS. Started as a breaker, and then so I was in every room, but I love the 2-year-olds, and I was able to stay in this classroom. When Miss Emma was the master teacher, I became her lead, and then we worked together. So this will be my second year as the master teacher here in the Sunflowers room.
And then, hi, my name is Miss Ebony. This is actually my first year as a master teacher in the Sunflowers classroom. I worked at ITLS for about a year now, and I was in the Daisies classroom with Ms. Lena, and I was a lead teacher there, so I had different sets of responsibilities than other teachers. And yeah, I just recently moved up over to the Sunflowers room. I didn't do my undergrad here. I went to Cal State Fullerton and I also went to Riverside City College. So I'm a little unfamiliar with the school, but I'm also starting this year the master's program. So Eileen and I are both in the master's program. This is her second year. This is going to be my first year in. And I typically work in the evenings. Miss Eileen will be here more so in the mornings opening. We're both here for a big chunk of the day, but just depending on like what time you come in, will determine who you will see more of. So like I said, Miss Eileen's more in the mornings. I'm kind of more in the evenings.
All right, so to jump in, expectations. So we have a large class and so more kiddos in here. So you will be seeing at least 14 of our toddlers in here, and these are the older toddlers. So 22 months is the youngest, and they will be reaching up to 34. Our oldest is at that age, 34 months, and then he'll be aging out. Hopefully he'll be going to the children's center. So what we ask of you is when you come in, please wash your hands in this classroom, keep your shoes on. In the other classrooms, they do ask for you to take your shoes off. And then as you know, the first few weeks, we'll let you know who's slow to warm, who's going to be excited to see you. These are a lot of returning kiddos, so they are going to see your face. They're going to be excited. Some may be a little shy, but, don't take it to heart. They'll warm up to you. I ask for you to be present with the kiddos, like Miss Lena said. Please sit down with them at the tables or even here in the cozy area. Be face to face, make eye contact, use their first name. We will help you with letting you know. We have friends that go by middle names, and so we'll let you know. Families are comfortable with teachers using them. Please be patient with them. They may, we do ask them to keep things out of their mouth. Our kiddos are older, they want to be more expressive, but they have hard time communicating. So they might do something where you are going to be uncomfortable with. They might push, they might come over, take a toy, but be patient with them. Remind them, hey, we need to be, this is where positive guidance comes in. Miss Ebony will talk more about that, but you're going to be repeating yourself. A lot of our friends, they're exploring their independence. You will hear me call them independent individuals, and we encourage it as long as it's safe. And I would encourage you to, if they're doing something safe, they're exploring their body and their environment, go ahead, but just make sure you're in arm's reach to help them, help other friends, and to step in when it becomes a situation where you need to. But we will be here to help in that scenario. Independent individuals, you're going to be seeing that. The ratio here is 1 to 6. Typically, you're going to be seeing 3 teachers, 4 teachers. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and then we'll let you know which teachers who. And then Miss Ebony will go over positive guidance.
Yeah, so like Ms. Eileen said, and a lot of our other teachers have talked about positive guidance. It's basically, we say no-nos, so we're not telling the children, no, you can do that, or stop, it can be hard because sometimes, if you're used to like talking in a certain way, or it's just instinct, if you see someone doing something that's unsafe, like it's very, like I said, instinctual for you to just be like, oh no, get down from there. But we really, like Miss Eileen said, they are at this age really trying to foster their autonomy and individuality. And it's our job as teachers and the adults like present who are with them, interacting and engaging with them, to just really allow them to foster, as Ms. Eileen said, obviously if they're doing something that's unsafe to their bodies or unsafe to others, it is our job to step in and to help them. But with that, it's just the words we use and how we talk to them. Like, oh, don't hit your friends. It's really explaining to them why. Because if you just tell them don't hit your friends, they're not really going to understand or get the real understanding and expectations of them as why they're not supposed to be doing that. But if you just take the time to, like we said, get down to their level and really talk to them as the human beings that they are, and telling them, when we hit our friends, it may hurt their bodies. If you like to hit something, maybe we can come over here and squeeze a pillow if you're feeling frustrated. Just really trying to help them understand their world and their emotions. Because at this age, there's so much going on, and like I said, it's our job to be able to help teach them and further their development. And with that, like I said, we use positive guidance. There will be different handouts in the classroom that we have that have examples of, instead of saying no hitting, no climbing, of different ways to redirect them and saying, let's keep our feet on the floor. Let's use our walking feet. And also Miss Eileen and I are here in the classroom every day. If you ever have any questions, if you ever need help in a situation too, if you feel just like overwhelmed or you're not sure what to do, obviously we're here, we're keeping an eye out on things, but if you ever need us like directly, you can come up to, you can ask us like that, saying you need help in a situation. We're not going to totally throw you like under the bus and expect you to maybe know all the things and like as we start off like in these weeks. So if you ever need anything at all, Miss Eileen and I are available. We also have some seasoned teachers who have been in this classroom for a while too. If Miss Eileen and I are out, they're also here to be able to help you guys.
All right, so our daily schedule is very concrete. We have drop off, morning snack. We do free play / activities led by our teachers. Then we do outdoor. And then there's a lot going on. But I was looking at the schedule. A lot of you will be in here with us during drop off and pickup, morning snack, afternoon snack, outdoor play, indoor play, and then first and second lunch. During nap, you guys won't be here. Some of you may be here just for the beginning of nap. I'll ask Pai for you to stay with our kiddos who are still eating while we get everyone down, diaper changes and all that. So very few of you will see the beginning of nap, but other than that, nap time, there's not much to do and there's not a lot of interactions. So for that reason, we do not have the lab students with us. For the first 2 weeks, I'm going to ask, I think it would be important for you guys to see our interactions with the families, but mostly we're going to have some kiddos who are wanting to stay home. They still want to be with, the families because it was summer. So they might have some hard drop-offs. As they get comfortable, they'll start walking in on their own and they'll go straight to certain lab students who are just, they've already seen you, they know the routine, they're comfortable coming over to you. You'll get comfortable with them, know their routine, what they're interested. Sometimes they'll still cry and you could say, hey, last time we played was dinosaurs, would you like to do that? And that could help while I still talk to families. So that's our schedule. Emma, are they going to be doing activities with us?
For this semester, the students that you will have are doing interactions and guidance. Our curriculum students will be in the spring.
Okay. So you'll be able to help us when we do some teacher-led activities, but you'll still be in the classroom. We'll have the activities ready. We'll just have you sit with them and interact with them and play with them. They love it when you do that. So that's our daily schedule. And then any other information?
Just kind of additional info, just kind of what we've talked about. Our classroom does have the most amount of children and we do have a pretty big classroom, but still sometimes when there's just a lot going on, a lot of different noises and emotions and different things going on, it can feel a little stressful, but like I said, we're here to help you and support you guys in anything that you need. If you need to take a step out for a moment, you're welcome to do that as well. Just please let us know. And anyway, like I said, we can support you. Like how Miss Eileen said, these first couple of weeks are just kind of us getting a feel for everything. So it's going to be the teachers and the children adjusting and you guys as well adjusting, like coming into this new environment and learning to like be here. So it's just kind of like a learning process for us all in these first couple of weeks. But we just ask that, you're very patient with the children, patient with us sometimes too, because there might be moments where, we're just trying to like do something and it's just a lot going on. But yeah, just to be prepared because like I said, there will be a lot of children in our class, but we have a lot of room, a lot of space. So hopefully, things don't get too crazy. But yeah, I just want to keep reiterating, like we are here for you. Like Miss Emma is obviously here for you too. She has her own experience being in this classroom specifically. So if you have any questions, like just please let us all know.
I was gonna say, you'll notice the difference from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
They grow so much and it's like beautiful to watch and you get so proud of them. But you're also going to be proud of yourself because there's going to be situations you're going to be like, I didn't know what to do. And as the semester goes on and you're learning and you're growing, you'll be in that same situation and you're going to be like, but I took care of it. I was able to help them. I was able to provide guidance. It's going to be awesome to see. So I'm excited to meet everyone as well. And that's it, Emma.
Oh, thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Eileen. If that's all you have, you're more than welcome to head off. And I appreciate you both joining today and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so I'm just going to close out the video here. Please make sure that after you watch this video, you take some time to do the quiz correlated with this video, and then you'll be meeting your lab instructors in the first week. So if you do have additional questions for them, you're more than welcome to interact and talk with them more about how the classroom is going to be going. And if you do have additional questions for me, please make sure you use my contact information or you can ask during class. All right, everybody, I will see you next time. Bye.